10 after 10. It's really late.
Our field trip went an hour over or so. It was great.
It was a wonderful field trip.
A lot of learning. I'm enthused about it.
But then when we got home, it was raining and we're like, well, we can't do a live, so we're gonna just do this really quick video for you so that you know that we care about you and love you. And tell you just a tiny bit about the field trip.
Yeah, remember we're working with National Resource Conservation Services, and this was specifically the Farm Service Agency folks. We are making ourselves a farm, and there are many programs to assist especially new farmers, but in the case of the NRCS, they have a lot of money that's available to help conserve natural resources, and food production is part of that. There's what they call silvopasture, there's, what was the other one? Woody crops, forestry kinds of.
Right.
So lots of well, in fact, the elderberries that we're looking at starting, there's a lot of assistance to get elderberry
part
production
of that,
because there's such a need, and specifically here in Missouri, there's a lot of opportunity for it. It's a great place to grow them, and they want to promote that type of agriculture. It's a growing industry. So we ourselves, lots of programs. We
ourselves have applied for 2 different programs. One is the one where the woody crops with the elderberries, and one is for a high tunnel. And so they called us up and asked us if we wanted to come on a field trip where we would be going and looking at 2 different high tunnels. And I'll actually show you a few pictures while we're talking, maybe.
So we got to learn a little bit more about the process of acquiring them, funding them, and then the construction process, how that works. But one of the gentlemen there, he's actually not a government employee, but he's kind of, I don't know why he's there, but he's very knowledgeable. He has a lot to do with greenhouses. He's helped a lot of people get the high tunnels built.
You could trust his information. He could tell you how to grow certain vegetables, and tell him about the Grayson.
Yeah. Grazon.
Grazon. Tell him about that.
Apparently there is a...
I'm going to kill flies.
I don't know if it's a pesticide or what exactly it is, but it's a chemical spray that a lot of farmers put on their hay crops to help them be healthy, and so they can get them all the way to selling. Well, that residue it's in the hay, and it's also in the animals that eat it, so all their feces contain it. So whether using the hay or the manure from them for composting, it takes it 7 years to dissipate. So when someone puts it on their garden areas, nightshades in particular, and there may be a few other crops that are
tomatoes
damaged.
Specifically.
Well, tomatoes
all
being
nightshades.
all nightshades. So it totally inhibits their growth. Just stunts them horribly, and the effects will last for 7 years.
And if you put it in your greenhouse, then you cannot grow tomatoes in your greenhouse or nightshades for 7 years.
I mean, I'm sure towards the end it starts improving what you could do, but it's if you're looking to sell them profitably, it's not going to happen.
So before you go get hay, make sure if it's
which means
spray.
The hay we have will potentially be, I don't know. We've really got to think about how we're using it, because we don't want the animals to eat it.
Well, we're going to try to find out about whether...
What's its source?
What's its source? One of the signs of it with your tomato plant is curling leaves, and ours curled completely, but Austin's has not.
But not all of them have curled,
yeah.
So I don't know.
So we just don't know.
We're encouraged, though, that the seller is somewhat tuned in to doing things safely.
The seller of our property,
yeah,
sold it to us.
That we bought it from. I mean, he's not organic per se, but he tries to do things. I mean, he raises his animals totally pasture fed. He's not like his cows. He doesn't grain them, and he minimal antibiotics involved. So he tries to make it as natural and normal as possible. So I'm hoping he was careful about his hay and got hay that didn't have any kind of residue on it.
Otherwise, all the manure, everything that we put on our garden is bad.
Is a problem.
Yeah.
So, you know, this was an experiment year. This is a time of learning. One other thing great...
But this is national, so make sure that you are asking.
So it's definitely something to ask about. And if you're purchasing compost that has been in a hot compost to where it's been at hot enough temperature for a long enough time, it can destroy it.
Yes.
That's what they say.
And so, like we ask, well, what about the compost that we get down at Springfield at the landfill? Not the landfill.
And that's mostly yard waste.
And they said it's yard waste, and it's put through a big, you know, where they have to heat it up.
So it wouldn't have this residue on it, but who knows what it can have coming out of yards.
But it has been really good, and several of the people that used it there said it was.
Yeah, it's been a good one.
So that was a real eye opener to us.
I mean, we've heard those things before, but it really brought it home. Something else that was great about tonight is finding out this field trip is like the tip of the iceberg. They actually they're going to be going somewhere while somebody's constructing one, and
we all get to go help
have like a workshop,
like a big barn raising.
Yeah. So that's going to be fun. So we can be on that part of it. I mean, we believe we want to build our own instead of hiring somebody to do it. Really reduces our costs. And it looks feasible to do. If we participate, we'll know that even better. But they also have, what did he call it that David was talking about with the tomato growing workshop? They have a tomato growing workshop. So they go over all of the soup to nuts on how to grow tomatoes in this area. And they have a winter vegetable workshop. It sounded like a multi-day workshop.
Both of them were 2 days.
Yeah. So plus other events that go on, educational kinds of events. So we've been
very, very impressed with the amount of things that are available here in Oregon, but here in Missouri. But
she hasn't moved here in her head yet. She's working on it.
But remember that these are federal programs, so check your own state.
Yeah, I'm sure that you have some things available there as well, which is very encouraging. Anyway, it's very informative. We're very excited about the possibilities. It puts some things within reach that we have thought maybe were way out of reach. Well, for example, let me get specific. On the high tunnels, what happens is apparently there's some discussion, education back and forth with the Farm Service Agency, and at some point a determination is made that we qualify. There's all kinds of paperwork. There's a stack of paperwork, but they help you get all through that. And then once it's approved, then there's a contract created. And in that contract, we commit to do a certain type of high tunnel within a certain amount of time, which means we have to get the funding and so forth and get it up. And when it's fully built and everything on the contract has been fulfilled, then we go to them and they inspect it and everything is right. Then there's some set amount of funding that they provide. And it's enough funding to pay for the materials and to pay
part of the building
and part of the construction.
Yeah.
So anyway, that part's kind of exciting that there's that possibility.
We won't happen for about a year for us.
Yeah, it's going to take us a while. But for those of you looking at doing these kinds of things, what also exists, I mean, you have that. So you put the money up front, and you can get the majority of it reimbursed once it's all complete. So you can do a better hoop than you'd planned on doing. But the other thing that is available sometimes, and we still don't know the details on this, is what they call bridge loans. So there are lenders who are willing to take that contract from the Farm Service Agency and make you a loan to purchase the materials and get that part of it done. And when the project is completed, then you may have paid a little bit of interest on that
2%,
loan.
I think, is what they said.
So it's pretty low interest rate. But when that's done, then that bridge loan contract is included in the paperwork that goes to the Farm Service Agency. So instead of giving us a check, they pay off that loan, and then if
there's a difference,
then we get it. So it's a great program for getting these hoops. And first-time builders get a higher rate than subsequently. You can do several.
It's pretty great.
But it's fantastic. So it's a great program. So if you're looking at doing something like this, go
jump through the hoops.
Get yourself a farm number at NRCS. Talk to the Farm Service Agency.
We applied for our farm number about a month ago, so we haven't got it back yet.
Now we're still waiting. It's a great program. It's exciting possibilities. It's really opened up a lot. But there's other programs as well, depending on what you want to do. There's a lot of help in a lot of ways. So, you know, if you're doing things and you can call yourself a farm in some form or shape, learn how to talk their talk and go in and see what they can do for you. That's really our advice. We're amazed at the possibilities.
Yes. So thank you. Sorry we didn't get to do a live. Mother Nature did not agree with us.
The world was against us today.
And give us a thumbs up. Subscribe to our newsletter at subscribe to our newsletter at heartinessapproach.com. If you want to talk to me, go to Rinda at heartinessapproach.com.
And she'll answer your emails.
Yes, I do. And if you really want to sign up, then enroll in our 12-week
to Heartiness
course. I'm tired. I'm going to bed now.
I got to get this girl to bed.
Bye-bye.